Hey everyone, Ty Hanson here, aka the creator and author of Millennium Exile. If you found this video, chances are you already know about Millennium Exile and you've clicked on this to see what I've made this video for, or you have stumbled upon this video and you're about to get introduced to Millennium Exile. If so, welcome. This video is actually a little bit of an update video with regards to introducing new people and onboarding them to what exactly Millennium Exile is. Because on the website, the old video that I had in my About section, it was made like quite a few many years ago, like quite a long time ago, and it was in a completely different life cycle for the Millennium Exile IP and development cycle. And since then, a lot has changed. Since then, it has become a series of light novels, as you can see here. I currently have 3 that are released. Depending on when you watch this video, there may be more, because we are planning to make this a series of about 15 books. We are going for light novel first, and then hoping to expand it into like some transmedia in terms of like manga, webtoon, animation, and that sort of stuff. So sit tight and allow me to introduce you to Millennium Exile. So right off the bat, you know those anime where the main character starts with absolutely nothing? No family, no safety net, no grand destiny handed to him on a silver platter, just anger, survival instincts, and a power inside him that he doesn't fully understand? Well, Millennium Exile is exactly that kind of story. Set in an original, anime-inspired fantasy world, Millennium Exile follows Vincent, a short-tempered orphan living on the streets of the Ryuuga Ghettos. But unlike your average street kid protagonist, Vincent is already carrying something extraordinarily dangerous. Superhuman strength, a brutal temper, and the kind of unresolved trauma that basically screams main character with disaster arc incoming. But everything changes one day when Vincent is confronted by somebody far stronger than him. And instead of simply beating Vincent down and moving on, this man pulls Vincent into the hidden world of Grave, a secret, clandestine, anti-terrorist organization made up of people with strange abilities. And this is where Millennium Exile really starts shifting from like a street-level survival story to something of a full-blown shonen escalation. Because Vincent doesn't just discover a new world, he becomes the vessel for something far worse. When an entity known as the Wrath awakens and possesses his body, it forces him to come face to face with powers that are as dangerous as they are necessary. And from that point forward, Vincent isn't just fighting enemies anymore, he's fighting himself. And he's fighting the possibility that the power that he wants to use to save the world might be the exact thing that destroys it. Then, as if that wasn't enough, our heroes are at war with a syndicate of terrorists hell-bent on manipulating people. This organization is run by a cannibalistic demon who is a brilliant tactician in his own right and surfaces from the shadows of history. This opposing side with seemingly limitless resources poses as a world-renowned campus for other people that are born with these Meister abilities. This forces Grave into the role of the bad guys, fighting against a philanthropic and charitable organization. Think of like Gus Fring from Breaking Bad. You know, before he became the knowing big bad of the series. A harmless chicken man that was loved by the police. You know, does a lot of community outreach and a lot of good for his society. Seemingly on the surface, that is. Well, you cross someone like that with, say, Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters from the X-Men, and you have our bad guys. So yeah, this isn't your cozy little Magic Academy story. This is the kind of anime-inspired fantasy where the protagonist is armed with the power of a fallen god, surrounded by dangerous allies, and hunted by monstrous enemies, and constantly standing on the edge between salvation and utter catastrophe. And what makes Millennium Exile especially interesting is that it isn't trying to hide what it is. It knows its lane. This is built for fans of anime-inspired fantasy, shonen action, power progression, and character-driven storytelling. You've got the hot-headed underdog, you've got supernatural abilities, you've got inner demons, both metaphorical and very, very literal, and you've got that classic anime question sitting underneath everything. Is Vincent the hero the world needs, or the weapon that finally breaks it? This series is currently available and self-published as a series of light novels through Amazon KDP, with ebooks and paperback versions available. So if you like titles like Jujutsu Kaisen, Bleach, Final Fantasy, or even titles like Naruto or D. Grey Man, Blue Exorcist, any sort of series where the character is broken and thrown into a supernatural warfare, forced to grow stronger before the world collapses around them, then Millennium Exile is absolutely a title to keep your eye on. Because Vincent isn't just walking the path of a hero. He's walking the line between becoming mankind's salvation or its complete extinction. So that wraps up my little spiel about Millennium Exile. I hope you give this story a chance. I'm indie as hell. I'm no one famous as kid. I have no prior credits in this kind of world. I have fans, I've dedicated readers from around the world already, and the numbers are growing every single day. So I hope that you guys help me out. I hope you guys help get my story out, because as you can see by my background here, I'm an enormous anime fan. Hey everyone, Future Ty here. Just a post-video thought before I wrap things up on editing this. I know earlier I referred to this as my background. Despite there being a clear reflection of my movements right there in the Dragon Ball box, this isn't an actual, like, fake background. This is a legitimate anime room. Whoop! So, you'll have to forgive me for misspeaking. This isn't a fake background. This is a legitimate anime room. I'm a huge collector, so I didn't want to anger the internet audience there of Otaku by saying, "Oh, he claims he's a fan," and then just pops on a background. Nah. This is all legit. Well, I just broke Dr. Stone. That's a later me problem. Anywhoozles, one final disclaimer before I go. I know we live in this crazy world where AI has never been more powerful and harder to tell from reality. So just a quick disclaimer, nothing in Millennium Exile is AI driven. That artwork that you saw throughout this video, I do need to make you guys aware that none of that is AI. I hire real artists from around the world to draw my designs. Now, did I fly to Brazil, to Japan, to North America and stand over the shoulder of the artists while they drew it? No, I didn't. So I can't say with absolute certainty that there is not a shred of AI, but I do want to clarify this by saying that I vet all of my artists very carefully. I follow their works for a long time before getting involved with hiring them, and I like to make sure that they are a human that's drawing the art. I've actually tuned into live streams and watched a lot of these artists on Twitch draw my commissions for Millennium Exile. So I do want to say with my whole chest that I do everything that I can to ensure that Millennium Exile is free from AI generated artwork. So that's all I can do to really try and prove to you guys. I've had a couple of run-ins with misinformed or undereducated people with regards to telling what the differences between AI and human work. But I just wanted to let you guys all know that everything that you've seen here, I have saved and spent thousands of dollars to hire real artists. I have a Patreon that you can visit, and some of the members there, the members that are current as well as previous members that have like since dropped off, because let's be honest, the world's a pretty crappy place at the moment. Every dollar goes a long way these days, so the Patreon isn't what it used to be. But back in the day when the Patreon was at its highest point, a lot of the fans from around the world, their money was going towards commissioning these artists. So I just want to really drive home that this is a proper project from proper people. So that's all I can say, guys. Other than that, I need to fix a figure. Shit! It's my biggest passion. It saved my life in a very, very hard time when I was younger and growing up. And it inspired me. So what started out as an escape from the dark and depressive world that I was living in very quickly became a respect and something that I admired and wanted to emulate. Not just something that I wanted to imitate, but something that I wanted to add to. I wanted to add to the plethora of anime-inspired stories, or just anime stories in general. That kind of grounded, more mature storytelling. I wanted to do something somewhere between that absolute peak world building of Lord of the Rings with the absolute rule of cool that shonen is well known for. And somewhere in between that, I'm really trying to create my own space with Millennium Exile. As much as I can sit here and say that this is absolutely original in every sense of the word, it's not meant to be. There are some very, very original concepts in Millennium Exile that I'm confident you won't find anywhere else. But at the face of it all, this is a straight up shonen fantasy. This is built on the shoulders of giants. This is made and written to emulate that kind of fire in your chest that you get when you watch or read something in anime that just made you excited. That is what I want to do with Millennium Exile. That's the feeling that I've liked in so many of my favorite anime. Not just the philosophical dramas or the slice of life or anything like that. I love those animes too. But nothing lights a fire in my chest than some of that really, really cool, high-octane anticipation of what's the character going to do next? How more OP can they get? But I don't want to tell a story where our main character is untouchable. I don't want this to be a pure power fantasy in the truest sense of the word. I want Millennium Exile to have consequences. I want characters to not have plot armor. I want characters to die abruptly. I want this war that they're in to feel real. And I don't want people dying because I want them to die, nor do I want them to survive because I like them best as the author. This is a story that I'm trying to tell as organically as possible. So, again, I hope you join me on this journey. Book 4 is coming out soon. I'll be doing the book 4 cover for it soon. But again, depending on when you watch this video, book 4 might be way in the rearview mirror and we might be releasing book 11. But it's predominantly written by myself. My wife is one of my editors, so it's a husband and wife team. She's camera shy, so she doesn't really like getting in front of the camera. I don't know why. She's far more better looking than I am. But you'll have to settle for me. Anyway, that's it for me today. Love your face. Happy reading. And keep being awesome.